I'm coming in loud and clear. Might hear me on the radio. Breaker, breaker, 19. Anybody got their ears on?
Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms in the mountains of North Carolina. Check it out. Brand new from Cobra. The good old-fashioned one-hander from Cobra has finally gone out of production, and it has been replaced with something that I think we can all agree is an improvement just based off of what I'm reading. I can't wait to install this thing, but today we're going to go ahead, do an unboxing, check it out. I'll put it in the car. In part two, we'll do some range and sound tests. It's the Cobra 75 all-road wireless recreational CB radio. That's right, I said wireless. This is a game changer. This does not have to be hooked between the microphone / control portion of this and the base where your antenna goes. So we can have a module, the base module, put anywhere in the car that's convenient. Slide it in underneath or in a compartment and run power to it, run your antenna wires to it, perfect. The handheld part, as we will see, that doesn't need to be near it, and it's USB powered. So let's go ahead, I'll unbox this thing. Well, let me read the stuff here on the front. Wireless all-in-one headset, waterproof, IP66 rating, Bluetooth headset compatible, does include weather alerts, and of course, like all new CB radios these days, AM/FM compatible. Pretty cool. Channel and memory scan, auto power, time on, time off timer, Vox capable, keypad lock. It is 40 channel, of course, and 4 watts. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So this is going to go in the Mirage. I've been putting different radios into the Mirage, but the Mirage, the Mitsubishi Mirage, here's a picture of it here, is a very, very small car, smallest car sold in America. And so it does not have a ton of room for a conventional high-end, you know, super radio with all the bells and whistles all loaded up on a big screen like the Cobra 29. So you're always looking for something that's compact, that's going to work, and I've tried a few radios in it over the years. I have a feeling this is finally the one that's going to be perfect. All right, I'm going to go ahead, we're going to get everything out of the box first, and then we'll figure out what to do with it next. But here is, looks like manual, little color manual here. Let's see here. Pretty much just some install information. And looks like it goes on the back. It's all in English, which is always super nice. 2-year warranty. Pretty cool. Okay, so it has some tips and tricks in there. Also has a registration information and product information here. Here is the all-in-one, the one-hander portion of this thing. I'll put that on the ground there. And it's big. I would say size-wise compared to the Cobra's previous one-hander, it's about maybe 1/5 larger. Thickness-wise, it's about 1/5 thinner. So just placing the materials in different areas there. That said, it has really nice like grips, you know, where you can hold on to it. There's our push to talk. It does have a place to hang it, and it does have a big old power button up on top here. What's surprising, that isn't a 5-pin, a 6-pin, a 20-pin, it isn't any pin, it's a USB right there. So plug it into a USB, powered up the main unit, and we're talking. That's game-changing, no doubt. All right, here is the other half of the unit, and like I said, you can put this pretty much anywhere. Anodized case. Power plug here, and look, it's waterproof. That's a waterproof connector. Our antenna connection, PL259 connection there. On the front, we do have the option, if you want to, you could plug it directly into the unit. So this would be more like their old one-hander. It had a connection directly to it. So if you want to, you can. That being said, I want to have nothing up front in my car if possible. I want this thing to be hidden in the back near where the antenna comes through the roof line. And so I can stuff this thing in a fender well and mount it, and this will just plug into the USB port on my radio, which is, I mean, just so awesome. Also has pretty good heat sink back there. I don't know if you see that clearly or not, but Yeah, 4 big heavy-duty metal heat sinks and 4 places to mount it. So what this doesn't have is your conventional CB mounting bracket. Instead, this just mounts to a flat surface anywhere you want to. Interesting. And here we are with our power cord, and this is longer than most of the cords you're going to find. Looks like, yeah, it is. So we do have, like I said, our waterproof connector here, and then I would say that's a good 6 feet. Waterproof fused area right here, and then these are going to be going into just hot and cold, going into our battery, or I'm going to put this into a fuse. Oops, we've got this laying over here. Hope that didn't mess with the audio. But I'm going to put that into a fuse box. Even though it's already fused, it doesn't hurt to do that. Last little bits that are in here. I appreciate them doing that. USB plug for a cigarette, lighter. You stuff that in there. Now I have a place to plug this into. So all I need is a cigarette lighter, plug this in, and it powers this thing up. That's really awesome. I like that. So it's nice that they included that. So my car has like one, and it connects directly to the radio, although you can't power stuff off of it. And then a cigarette lighter, I have one of these little 2-prong ones similar to this, so that you can power up, GPS, stuff like that. So actually it'd be perfect for me, since I have a 2-prong. GPS will go in one, and the CB will plug into the other one. Last little bits that it comes with is some mounting screws, a place to put a mic holder, and it looks like a rubber-proof plug, and that would probably be for the unit, the base unit. And it does come with an extra fuse. That's kind of nice. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go down to the car. I'm going to go ahead and install it, and then I will run you through down at the car all the features and functions this has. But just looking at the buttons here, AM, FM, menu, memory, scan /919, squelch, auto squelch control, always like that on modern ones, up down for channel. I mean, so it's just a pretty, and the screen is a whole lot bigger than the old one-hander from Cobra. That one there, my eyesight's not that great. I also had a Midland 75-822. That's what I used to have in the Mirage, and the reason I took it out, it was also kind of a one-hander. The reason I took it out is I just couldn't read it anymore. It was getting to be dangerous. You'll see this one here, I mentioned it when I made the video for that radio, but it's not backlit. You would push a button and it would have a little regular like bulb that would light up for a few seconds then go off, but it wasn't enough for somebody like me. If we're going to glance off the road even for a second, it better be a clear, crisp display. This one has a nice green backlighting, and I think that's really going to help as far as figuring out. I'm looking at the little sticker that they put on there, and you can probably see it here. The channel number, really, really big, lit, FM, really, really large, and then we have signal strength and noise reduction. So it looks like everything you would want is pretty large on the screen there. Something I do notice that this has, and this would not be very large, but for those of you who are absolutely like that, it actually has the frequency listed as well down at the very bottom left. So that's the 75 all-road. With the magic of the internet, I'm going to pause this, I'm going to install this, and then we'll pick this up down in the Mirage. Let's do it. All right, well here we are. I've got it plugged in, and I've got it hooked up. The main unit is actually up underneath the seat, the passenger seat, and I've got this plugged into a USB port that actually is in the center console, so that's kind of cool. You don't have to have it hooked up at all. Power button is up here on top. Press and hold for a second, and there goes the cool Cobra emblem. And we're ready to play with this thing. It just takes it a second to connect to the Bluetooth. And there it goes. And as you can see right now, nice low noise floor. I guess we'll go with this one first. We have noise blanker, ANL, local, and DX. A short press. And you can hear the whine of the AC compressor and the alternator and how much of a change it is when we have that. If we want to press and hold, we can change. That's pretty much like RF gain. It just has a low and a high. Press again, and we're back to DX. So if I wanted to talk on a highway, I would probably have it on local. If I wanted to talk longer distances with somebody, I'd go ahead and press up. On top here, you can see RX. So we have radio frequency power listed up there. And if I press down on this, you can see the transmit, and on the bottom you see SWR. SWR is a little high right now. I've got an older antenna I'm going to be replacing. I actually got a Cobra antenna I'm going to be putting with this, so we'll adjust that in a different video. Below that, we do have frequency counter, which is really cool. And then we have our channel display right there. Above it, it says link, that's for Bluetooth, and AM. If I press and hold this button, we switch to FM. Switch again back to AM. FM also has noise blanker, but it doesn't have automatic noise limiter. All right, switch back over to AM. If we press and hold that for just a second, I'll turn the volume up.
An hour. The pressure was 30. Inches and steady. Across Tennessee, conditions at Chattanooga, it was mostly sunny. 82 degrees. At Knoxville,
Press it again and we go back over. I'm going to turn the volume off for right now. So as you can see, if this is channel up and down, but if we press the button, the volume button, it just goes to that and gives us some time to change that around. If we press and hold this button, we lock. So if I'm talking to somebody, you know, obviously all our controls are on the mic. I don't want to actually change the channel or whatnot, so you can lock everything from happening. Press this button shortly and we got our squelch. We can change our squelch. If we press and hold, we have automatic squelch control. So now we have automatic squelch, but I don't want to have that on for right now, so I'll turn that back off. There we go. Then we do have 9 and 19. And we do also have scan, although I don't have the squelch on, so it'll stop on everything. But if you press and hold, we do have scan. I love the fact that it has scan. All these modern CBs really need to have scan, and this one does have it. And then if we have a memory button we can add in here, and that's also our escape, because if I press and hold this button, we get into our menu system. And we can link a Bluetooth kit with it. Obviously we have some Vox stuff. If you're a trucker and can't use a mic, timeout timer. Do you want the alert on? If we press enter, I don't want that alert on. That'll scare the you-know-what out of you while you're driving down the road, so don't leave that on. But you can change that. Alert scan, so you can always have it on the weather scan looking for a problem. And then auto scan, right, I have it just set because we live in a pretty rural area. I only pick up one station. Actually, they've upgraded that because you used to not be able to pick up any. And then we have display. Do I want to have the actual frequency displayed in there? You can turn that on and off. Auto power on and off. Do you want to come on when the car turns on? I'm going to turn that off right now. I don't want this on every single time I use it. Backlight. We have different levels of, so if you're driving at night, you want that pretty dim. You're driving during the daytime, you want it pretty high. And then we have contrast as well. Really heavy contrast, almost too dark, right? So I'll leave it maybe right about there. Ketone. You can turn the tone on and off, but I don't like that, so I'm going to turn that back off. Audio routing. Do we want it to just this, which is our Bluetooth speaker? Do we want it to an external speaker, because it does have a plug on the bottom for that, or do we want it going to both? For right now, I've found this speaker to be loud enough. I don't seem to have any issues with it, so I'll leave that just the way it is. Noise reduction, and then information. And it's just going to give us FCC ID, handset version, receiver version, Bluetooth version, so pretty cool. And then, of course, you can reset everything if you need to. Awesome. All right, well, let's turn the volume up and let's see if there's anything out there today. It is pretty early in the morning here, but you never know. Channel 6, always something weird on Channel 6. So we're picking up some South American stations on Channel 9. I think for South America, Channel 9, which is our emergency channel, has pretty much turned into their version of Channel 6. You'll hear these guys ranting and raving all day long when the conditions are right. I normally don't get Southern channels, so I usually get Western channels here, but this is picking them up. Channel 11 oftentimes has stuff going on. You can see the frequency down there.
That people's screwdriver dead, and I got to get my analyzers and all that all back in line. Hey, alligator, you have a good one. Take it easy. Hollywood up here in Illinois laying back. I'll see it.
So it looks like I'm not picking up anything local this morning, but again, it's pretty early in the day, and it is a weekday. Usually about 10 to 11 is when things start to really rock and roll, but that's all right. So overall, how do I feel about the Cobra 75 all-road? It is a worthy successor to the old Cobra 75. I had one of those until the cord literally fell off of it, something 20 years, something like that, and I used it quite extensively. It was a good radio for its time. This is a vastly superior radio for its time, and it also offers FM mode, so if you're on the highway trying to have a conversation without all the skip, without all the nonsense, switch on over, and as you can tell, it all fades away. See, it's gone? There it is. So I could literally talk on channel 6 if I wanted to on FM and not be bothered. That is the main reason why I like FM, and I think FM is going to take off here in the States. Well, I guess that'll do it. I mean, it's just a great little setup. It's certainly going to be permanently installed here in the Mirage that I have. We'll do some range tests with it. I'm going to be installing a new Cobra antenna to go with this thing, and I want to do some range tests on both AM and FM with it, plus audio quality. I know all of you are curious, does an all-in-one have the same kind of audio quality since you can't change the mic out and everything? Did they make it a good radio? So initial test here at the house, it sounds great, you know, during setup and stuff, it sounded good. But we'll do that. We'll do a part 2 here in a couple weeks, and I'll show you what I think of it out on the road. Till next time, my friends, take care.